citizens of hope for the freedom of Zimbabwe, citizens that are standing and praying and believing God for a great new Zimbabwe. I welcome you to Live with Chatufa. I apologize for starting our show a bit late because of some hiccups here and there, but finally we are live. Thank you so much for those that are joining us in the show. We are here with the gospel of the freedom of the Zimbabwean people and watching over the nation and how God is making moves. For we are in the season of change. We are in the season of transformation for Zimbabwe, and change is coming to Zimbabwe. Nobody can stop it. Zanu PF can try whatever they are trying, but I'm telling you, they are not going to succeed, because this is the plans of the heavens, is the plan of God for Zimbabwe to be free. Right now, as we are speaking, we see Zanu PF and Surrogate Ccc in an unholy alliance to suspend 2028 elections. Right. Finally, I think now, family, we can see that the exposure is clear. Now the intentions of those people is clear now. Nobody can doubt, including those that were doubting it. They can now see that it is clear. This is the Daily News coming up with the topic that we are talking about today. Zanu PF warms to CCC's fillers as a window of opportunity for national talks open. Just imagine. So Brian Tirupia here was saying, you create your own friend Triple C, you instruct it to suggest a government of national unity or something. You then warm up to your Triple C created fillers. Lastly, open windows for fresh air, because your friend is already in the room with you for national talks, only in a bid to avoid the people and the president Chamisa at Nelson Chamisa. What a circus. Indeed, it's a great circus, what we are seeing happening in the country. I am sure this is now clear, very, very clear to everyone, that the song is Oshabangu, the Nubes and the like, they were actually running their program. They knew what they were doing. And we have always been saying this anyway. We've always been saying, these guys, they know what they are doing. There is nothing new here. Whatever is happening is a planned thing. And these are just surrogates of Zanu PF, who are there for the interest of their stomachs and not for the sake of the people of Zimbabwe. And one thing, family, that I enjoyed so much was also reading on Hopo Chinono's Twitter handle. I was so shocked the way that he was so bitter and, criticizing these guys, saying it is very clear that these guys were bought, everyone has a price, they were bought with money, and just to destroy the opposition and what. And I was saying to myself, just look who is saying this. Remember, the whole fiasco started with people like Hopo Chinono. He was one of those people who started, the time that he wrote that opposition is as dead as dodo. You still remember? It was before the elections, and after the elections, they continued with the propaganda and conspiracies that Chamisa is leaving out the big wigs and what and things like that. When Tendai was beaten in Harare East, they started again making noise. Hey, Chamisa should have not allowed that to happen, and we were asking questions to say, what did you want Nelson Chamisa to do? Nelson Chamisa has no power over voters. He cannot go and reverse what the Harare East people have voted. If they've rejected Tendai Biti, there's no how that Nelson Chamisa could go and reverse that, unless if he is like Zanu PF, if he's like Mnangagwa, who is the one who determines who is who. Right now, like we were saying yesterday, it is now Mnangagwa as an individual who is now declaring who is to go to the Heroes Acre and who is not, who is a national hero and who is not. Just Mnangagwa himself, when it used to be a unilateral agreement, some kind of a vote that was done in the Central Committee, and the Politburo probably mixed, I don't know, but something like that. It used to go that way. So in a democratic state, we expect all leaders from the president to be afraid of the voter. They must know that if the voter is angry with you, the voter is able to take you out. You can find yourself, busy farming sweet potatoes back in your home area after you are kicked out of the office of politics, because the voter still has power. But unfortunately, with Zanu PF, we don't see that happening. So now it's as clear as it is. We are seeing that Zanu PF now is has warmed up now to the CCC. This is the kind of opposition that ZANU-PF has always wanted. So for those people that are always saying we are puppets of Chamisa, we are, hero worshippers of Chamisa, Chamisa is not the only politician, what Chamisa is a dictator, and all those people that were commenting and, attacking us, I would want to simply ask one question. Why of late, after only one person has left the CCC, does ZANU-PF now begin to warm up to the CCC? Why only after one person has gone, we start to see Songezo Shabang meeting Mnangagwa face to face, greeting each other, and him bowing down, and them attending the ZANU-PF independence celebrations and things like that, and they are received as heroes. And since when did we ever see Varakashi and all the ZANU-PF apologists praising the people that are in the opposition? Since when? Only after one man has left, President Chamisa goes, and everything becomes a darling. The whole opposition becomes a darling, which means the real change champion, the real politician of change in Zimbabwe, that ZANU-PF knows, is Nelson Chamisa. The rest, ZANU-PF knows that, no, these ones we can put them in our pocket. These ones we can give them trinkets. These ones we can give them, stock sweets, and they fill their cheeks, and they forget about the struggle. They forget about anything that is supposed to be done. So there it is. So we are correct. We are right when we see that in Zimbabwe, without Nelson Chamisa, as of now, we don't have any meaningful opposition. Totally zero. Because we only have surrogates, we only have prostitutes of politicians, we only have politicians of the stomach, and these ones will never deliver change to the nation of Zimbabwe. So I am sure it's only that, when people are supporting whatever they support, they don't care, like what Varakashi do. Whatever nonsense that Mnangagwa says, they will clap hands for it. Whatever nonsense that Chiwenga says, they clap for it. Otherwise, if they were normal people, this time around, they were going to be asking questions to say, oh, why is it that things have changed? All of a sudden, that CCC party, which used to be vibrant, has just become a shell of itself. It has just been watered down. It has just become a toothless bulldog. Nobody cares about it anymore, and it can't even come out to meet the people anymore, as much as it used to gather thousands and thousands of people whenever there are rallies or whatever gatherings that were needed or called out for. So what is happening? This is simply very clear for us. These guys have sold the struggle. And you know what? It is so sad, very, very, very sad, especially for my brothers from Matabeleland. We don't expect Matabeleland guys, people from Matabeleland, Welshman Ngube, of all people, and all the CISOs and the like. I am telling you, I'm so disappointed. We used to know that ZANU-PF will never have a leeway. ZANU-PF will never bite even the most little bite from Matabeleland. But the guys have not only given up Matabeleland to ZANU-PF, they have sold the whole Zimbabwe to Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. Right. We have known to have most of these sellouts being the guys from Mashonaland and people like Monzora and the like. But to be honest, I least expected to see anyone coming from Matabeleland behaving like Monzora, because the people of Matabeleland, they know the ugly side of ZANU-PF. They know how ZANU-PF is a monster, how ZANU-PF killed our people in Matabeleland, how ZANU-PF killed our people in Gukurahundi. We wouldn't expect to see anyone who has lost relatives, friends, and neighbors and their loved ones to come again today and lift up your fist and say Pamberine ZANU-PF again this time around, especially when you are not being coerced or forced, just voluntarily, like what we have seen, just for the love of money. Love of money is the root of all evil. And I'm telling you, family, it's so disappointing, very, very disappointing for our people, Very, very disappointing for people that we thought are learned people, people like Biti. They were supposed to see a bigger picture, not what they have done. We are so disheartened to see people like Jacob Mafume, people that understood politics even in their youth as they were growing up in the youth movements. These were people that were supposed to say, no. We know, we want to see the youth movement that was vibrant during our time taking over the country. And the days are closer. These Madalas are getting finished. Look, right now, they are burying each other, three caskets at one go. They are dying. They are going, these guys. Why not these young people beginning to see that time has run out for the Madalas? Now it is time for the youthful people to take over. And then the same youthful people who were vibrant in their time beginning to enter into the political arena, right from Zinasu and all student bodies, are the guys who are selling out today. Back again to Zanu PF. Shame on us. Shame. I am telling you, we were so energetic, we were so vibrant when the MDC was formed. We were there. I was one of those people that were in my district that was elected as a district youth coordinator. You know, we used to be vibrant, we used to be energetic. But what we are seeing today, it's so surprising that during a time when we are about to cross over into a great new Zimbabwe, then we have people that derail the struggle of the freedom of the Zimbabwean people. Painful experience, but it is reality. This is what has happened. This is what we are seeing. And now, after the departure of the CCC president, the chain champion gone, now we are now seeing the true colors of the sellouts. These are blue, I don't know what, yellow sellouts, yellow, yeah, cowards, people who are not confident of themselves, people who are not confident of facing the future, a brighter future than what we are seeing for Zimbabwe. Very sad development that is happening in our country. So we need really to wake up as a country, as a nation. We need to wake up. We need to come back again to ourselves and start to say, what is it that we want for our country? What is happening? Why should we continue to see things happening the way they are happening? This is why we have to continue to demand for the freedom of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe needs to be set free from politicians that are fake. We know fake politicians and the career politicians. These are our greatest enemies today. Those people that have taken politics as if it's a career. We no longer want to see those people. There are many Zimbabweans who are out there who are able, many Zimbabweans who are gifted, many Zimbabweans who can carry out national duties and execute it, effectively and produce a progressive and a developing country. We can never tell ourselves that we are finished. Those guys, they can go wherever they want. If they want to go to hell, let them go to hell. We don't want to see the suffering of the Zimbabwean people continuing because of some people that are deliberately doing things. This is deliberate. Very, very deliberate. The other time when I spoke here on this channel about Professor Oshman after his interview with the Zenzele, you still remember that show? There were many people that came and attacked me and said why I was attacking Ngube. And just look at it today. Where are those guys? Can they come today and defend Ngube? They were saying Ngube was a victim of Chamisa and what. And just look at it today. These are the guys who are ganging up today with the Zanu PF to make sure that they want to push the 2028 elections further. Why? To help Mnangagwa, because Mnangagwa is afraid. Zanu PF is afraid. They know that they can never again win another election, no matter whichever way this time around. They will never have another election that they will win because of what happened in the previous election. The previous election was a disaster. And the whole world set its eyes on Zimbabwe. And Zanu PF cannot pull another such election again, a sham election again, and survive. This time around, it will never happen. So Zanu PF knows that they've reached their end. This is why now they are trying to rope in some kind of opposition that will come in, so that they hide behind that opposition to say, no, even the opposition are the ones that are supporting this. This is not our idea. Like what they are saying about the ZIG. That's what they want to say. It is not our idea. It is actually the opposition that brought the idea and we bought it. So this is why we are saying there is no opposition in Zimbabwe. This is not an opposition party. We don't want even to hear about it. It must just die a natural death. Zimbabweans must shun this CCC. It must be buried in political dustbins forever. We don't want to hear about it ever again, because we don't want to continue having our struggle being derailed by people that are doing things deliberately. We can't afford that. Zimbabweans are tired all over the world. Zimbabweans want to come back home. Zimbabweans are mistreated all over the world. Zimbabweans are treated like second-class citizens of the world all over the world. Zimbabweans are dying all over the world. We want Zimbabweans to come back home to a free, progressive, successful, and a caring Zimbabwe. And it is possible to have that kind of Zimbabwe, especially if we don't have these surrogate people, surrogate politicians, and these politicians of the stomach. So we are saying, Pasinavo, Pansilavo. We don't want to see them. They must just go, so that our country can come back, can be revived, and we will see freedom again in the nation of Zimbabwe. But it is going to happen. It is God's time. They can continue ganging up with the Zanu-PF, but they won't win, because God is in it, and God definitely is moving. Good people, how are you, Chatufa family? Thank you so much, Joseph Farrai. How are you, brother? We thank you so much for being on the show. Sister Joy says, good evening, family. Chatufa chete chete. Thank you so much. Sister Azune says, Makadi hama mnashe shichapera azo. Tinete kuna mata. Indeed, let's continue in prayer. Prayer is the greatest weapon that we have, and that weapon will never fail. For it is not the weapon of flesh, but it is of the spirit. How are you, Chatufa family? No dialogue without President Chamisa to them. Let them do their nonsense. We don't fall for what for that. What we want is free Zimbabwe. Definitely, the whole world knows it. That's it. It's a sham. So SADC knows it. The whole world knows it. The whole of Africa knows it, that there is no longer any opposition in Zimbabwe. It's a sham. Even if they can come up, everyone knows what ZANU-PF is trying to do. But you know that ZANU-PF, they fund themselves. So they are just funding themselves as always as they do. But they will not get anywhere. Right. Let me hear again this one. It says, good evening, Chatufa. No unity, never. These evil people can plan and plot and do all their foolish dialogues with the singers and plan all their foolishness. They can never stop the plans of God for a new, free, and great Zimbabwe. Thank you very much, my sister Memory Gatsi. Indeed, that is very true. The plans of God can never be derailed by men. Seen it all before. President Chief Chirau, Zimbabwe, Rhodesia Mzorewa. Now they're done. They will never go anywhere. I'm telling you, they are sinking. ZANU-PF is time to sink has come, and they cannot fight against it. It is written in heaven. Nobody will change it. Big up, Mkoma. Thank you very much, Sister Lois. Greta Dube says, hello, family. Freedom is coming tomorrow. God is in it. Thank you very much, family, for being on the show, for supporting the show. And we are still on. We still have another show right on the channel, and 2 more other shows that are coming. No, today we are not having 2 more shows here. We are having 2 more shows at the main channel. This one is the only show we have on Live with Chatufa. On Chatufa Television Production, we have 2 shows that are coming. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. Remain blessed, family. Love you always.